Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another video, and today is actually going to be a little bit different. Now I've got a massive channel and Brawl Stars announcement to tell you all. But before we do that, I wanted to talk to, well, I think a lot of you newer subscribers. Not so much the people who have been here for a long time, but a lot of you might be new to the channel and you don't really know me. Who am I? Where did I come from? Why did this channel even start? And what is the future of Lex, Brawl Stars, and everything in between? Now, before we get into the big announcement, I wanted to take a step back to the beginning of this channel, and maybe even before. Let's even take a step back further. Let's go all the way back to the 1980s, where I grew up in Central and Southern California. Now, I mainly grew up in like San Bernardino and Modesto, California. We moved to Oklahoma when I was in high school, but I mainly grew up in California, and I grew up playing video games. I mean, the first video game I ever played, the very first console I ever played was an Atari. And then I spent most of my young years playing the original NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. In fact, my favorite game of all time, or at least the one that I have the most memorable time from my young childhood, would be the original Legend of Zelda. I played that game frontwards and backwards, beat it, played it again the second time because it changes after you beat it the first time. Not much, but a little bit. Went through, like, you know, the Super Nintendo, the GameCube, the Sega Genesis, the Sega CD. Yeah, I even had one of those. Kind of sucked. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Xbox 360. Xbox, I mean, PC, Game Boys, Game Boy Advance. I pretty much had every game system that you could ever imagine. I loved games growing up. They were my thing. Now, I also played baseball all the way up through college. Actually had like 14 or so scholarships to play at different colleges. Ended up playing at a college close to home anyways, but I was kind of a weird combination of jock and complete geek as well. It was odd, but I love video games. I always have, and it's weird that here I am. Some people would say too old to be playing video games, which I think is just a bunch of baloney. Because are you ever too old to do something you enjoy? It's just another form of enjoyment, and this is the way that I've grown up. This is what I love. Are you ever too old for your hobbies? I think not. Now, I grew up really poor. Many of you could probably relate to this as well. I grew up with just me, my mother, and my sister. My parents divorced when I was probably, oh gosh, I don't know, 4 years old or so? Roughly around there, I'm not even exactly sure. And we grew up really poor, like on welfare. My mother was trying to go through college, lived off of like $25 a week poor. That was my life growing up. We were ridiculously low income. But my mom, who, by the way, not only an amazing artist, but also the very best person that I've ever known in my life. She is literally the best person I have ever known. Love you, Mom. She worked her butt off. She went to college. She couldn't find a job after she got her teaching degree, and so she found a job in Oklahoma. So we moved to Oklahoma, and that's where I still live, in Oklahoma. Although I've been around the block, but grew up with much of nothing, and everything that I've gotten in my life, nothing was given to me. I've had to work my butt off for, and I think there's a valuable lesson to a lot of people, is that this is what I've told my kids. Which, by the way, yeah, I'm a dad. I know I've got the dad bod. I've got the dad gray hair coming in a little bit here, but yeah, it's okay. I don't care. You can make fun of me for being old. There's two things that you need to succeed in life: show up every day and do your best. You show up and you work hard, and you're gonna go places in life. After college, I actually ended up dropping out of college because I got a job because I wanted a dorm. I didn't want to stay in the dorm room. I wanted an apartment. And then I got that job, and that job ended up overtaking everything else, and I ended up dropping out of school. Not a smart thing. And working full-time, working on machines. I worked on very large copiers, basically, like 5 foot tall, 30 foot long printers. Is basically the stuff that prints you junk mail and sends it to your house that you just throw away. That's the stuff that I worked on. Now, I did that for a long time, and I was good at it. I've always been really good with my hands. I was always able to pick things up and learn things very quickly. There was always a passion for games. again, going back to when I was younger, there's always a passion for video games. Now, with my job working on machines, there was one trip where I was in California. It was like a week and a half long trip. I was learning a new really big machine, and I was in the hotel room one night, and I was bored out of my mind. There was nothing to do. I was just sitting there, and I had, again, moved on to playing mobile games as well, and I played a lot of Clash Royale, and I've been watching a lot of like Chief Pat, Clash with Ash, Nick at Night, Molt, those guys, and I was like, you know what? I think I can make a video. I think I can do this. And so what did I do? I fired up the laptop that I was using for my company, and I recorded a video on some free software that I downloaded right there on the hotel Wi-Fi, and I made my first YouTube video. It's about 3 years ago. It's not horrible. It's definitely not good, but it's better than a lot of people's first videos, I would think. And I really enjoy doing it. Now, nobody watched my videos. My daughter was my first subscriber, and nobody watched my videos. I mean, a good video back then would get like, I don't know, 30 views or so. That would be like, yeah, I got 30 views on this video. And it took me almost a year to get 100 subscribers. I thought my content was pretty good for, you know, as new to the game that I wasn't. My thumbnails. Yeah, not so good. Not so good on the thumbnails, but my content, I was energetic, I was funny, I was a decent player. It wasn't great, but I was okay, and I had a lot of fun, but not a lot of people watched my videos. Now, fast forward a year after that, Brawl Stars was announced, and I'll be honest with you, when I saw the first live stream, I thought, it doesn't really look that good. I mean, I guess I'll give it a shot, but it doesn't really look that great. And so I downloaded it the first day that I could, June, the 15th, 2017. The very first day that you could download the game, I downloaded it, I made a video on it, and I loved it. Now, also, at that time, people liked watching Brawl Stars. I was new to Brawl Stars. I wasn't new to Clash Royale. You were never going to find my videos because there's so many Clash Royale YouTubers, but I was one of the few people covering Brawl Stars, and people liked me, liked my videos, and my videos started taking off, you know, comparatively to what they were getting like 1,000 views, and I was like, holy crap, 1,000 views? That is insane. I had one video get like 10,000 views. That was one of my very first videos, and I was like, whoa, maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe this game is as cool as I think that it is, and maybe other people like it too. And so I dove headfirst into Brawl Stars. Now, at the time, I didn't have any kind of real gear to make videos, especially in the very beginning with Clash Royale stuff. I literally would, on my lunch hour, play some games on Clash Royale on my phone using the microphone on my phone, and I would record my voice while I was playing, and that was it. So you would hear like trucks driving by because I was just in a parking lot somewhere playing my phone. More than anything, I just enjoyed making the videos. I loved it. I loved making the videos. I loved being able to be creative, be goofy, show my inner child off, because I'm a big kid, man. I'm just a big kid. And I think that's why some of you guys actually relate to me, because I don't try to hide that I'm a goofball. I don't try to hide that I just have fun playing games. That's just me, man. I love games. If people think that I'm immature or I'm stupid or I'm too old for video games, which is, again, absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, but then that's okay. They don't have to watch my videos. You don't have to watch my videos if you think that of me. If you don't like me, that's cool too. I don't care. I'm gonna make the videos that I want to make because I have fun making them. Now, another person that would say have my channel would have probably went full-time a long time ago. Maybe around, like, I don't know, 100,000 subscribers or so. But again, as I told you before, I'm a dad. I've got 7 kids. I've got a family. I've got a wife. I've got a house. I've got tons of responsibilities. YouTube, despite what some of you might think, YouTube does not pay you a ton of money. You don't make a ton of money off of YouTube itself. Not until you get really big, or you start getting like lots of sponsorship offers, which we'll get to that as well. So I couldn't just like up and quit my job that I'd done for a long time and I was getting paid good money to do because I was good at it. I couldn't just quit that job and start making videos and cut my income in half. I had to keep doing both. So I would get up at 6:30, be at work by 8 o'clock, work till 5, get home by 6, spend like an hour or so with my family, and then spend from like 7 o'clock to like 2 o'clock in the morning filming, recording, editing, making a thumbnail, publishing, putting all the information, and then going to bed at like 2 o'clock, getting 4 hours of sleep, waking up, and doing it all over again. And I did that for probably a year and a half. But I kept doing it because I loved making the videos, and I wanted to be able to one day make this dream of playing video games for a living a reality. Now, that's probably a pipe dream, right? I mean, here I am, the 40-year-old guy that loves games and wants to make videos on YouTube. First of all, you don't see 40-year-old YouTubers very often. It just, if they are, they're definitely not playing video games, right? Because it's just, you know, it's not like a normal cultural thing, I think, and I think this culture is changing, but it's not normal to see that on YouTube, because YouTube's a very young a young audience. Now, my channel kept growing and growing and growing, and about right when I was about 250,000 subscribers, 275,000 subscribers, I made the decision. And that is my big announcement that I'm here to tell you guys all and to thank you all, is that as of a few weeks ago, I have went full-time in YouTube. And it's crazy because, like I said, you don't get paid a ton of money from YouTube itself. Just the YouTube ad revenue that I get, which, if you don't know, the ads that you see run before and during the videos, every time you see one of those ads, the person who made that video, they get paid a very tiny amount, a very, very small amount. You can usually figure it up pretty easy. Like, if you count for every 1,000 views a video gets, you get about $1.50. However, and like I told you, there are some other ways that I can make money, and probably the biggest way that I make money aside from ad revenue is from sponsorships. If you ever see one of my videos and say, this video is sponsored by whoever, Squarespace or Badlands Brawl or Raid Shadow Legends, like everybody else on YouTube, everybody took those ads. That's how a big way that we make money. Now, I know that you probably don't care to see those things, and maybe you do. Maybe you're like, oh, that kind of looks cool, I'm going to check that out. Definitely, that is really cool when that happens. But for the most part, you probably see and you're like, I don't care about that. I just want to watch your video. I totally understand you wanted to, like, you know what, just fast forward past this ad. I don't care about it. I totally get that. But at least understand that that's how me and almost every other YouTuber, unless you're gigantic, that's how we make money. Because those places will pay a lot more money than what YouTube will pay you for ad revenue on a video. One of the biggest ways that you can support me is what you're doing right now. You're watching my videos, subscribing here, follow me over on Twitch, share my videos. All those help me out tremendously, and it doesn't cost you anything. And speaking of another way that you can support me and it doesn't cost you anything, probably the biggest way financially that you can impact me is by using my creator code in Brawl Stars. Now, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and if you don't buy gems and spend them, then it won't affect me. You can still use my code to make it look cool, but it won't help me financially. But the way that this works, in case anybody is curious, is that if you use my code LEX in the shop, and then you buy some gems, and then you spend those gems, I get a very small portion of the money that you spent back to me. If enough people do that, that can be some decent amount of money. It's not like groundbreaking income that I would get, but it's a little bit, and it'll help me out. It'll help this channel out. So if you could, and if you want to, use code LEX. And if you don't want to use my code, that's cool. Use code OJ. Use code Kairos, Wonderbrad, whoever your favorite creator is, you use them because it does help us out a ton. Those are ways that you can support me without spending a dime. If you do want to spend some money and you really like me or you like this channel and you really want to show your support, first off, thank you very much. You can do that. You can actually become a member on this YouTube channel. YouTube's memberships, they don't give you very many perks, and there's really not a great reason to do it unless you're live streaming a lot on YouTube, which I don't. So I wouldn't suggest that this is the best value for your money to become a member here, but you do get a cool little badge by your name in any of the comments so people know that you're awesome and you're supporting this channel. But that's pretty much the only thing that you're really getting out of the YouTube memberships. Now you can sub over on Twitch and you get some cool emotes whenever I live stream, which I live stream 2 times a week or so. So you guys definitely go check me out over there. You can even buy some of my brand new merch that Free FGP, who's an amazing artist, designed for me. Check out some of this stuff over here. Links to all this stuff is in the description down below. So if you do want to support me, there's a number of ways that you can. You can do so without spending any money or any extra money whatsoever. again, subscribing here, watching the videos, sharing my videos, using my creator code in Brawl Stars. There's a lot of different videos that I can do here. Do you want to see guides? Do you want to see just fun, wacky gameplay? Do you want to see more Can You Dig It? I mean, you guys let me know in the comments, what kind of videos do you want to see from me on this channel? I will have more time and more resources to pump in to making you guys the best content that you can possibly get. The only other person that really has known this is Kairos, one of my best friends here on YouTube. He knew that I was going full-time. He's been trying to get me to go full-time for a long time because I've had the following too. It was a scary, scary step, and I appreciate you all so very, very much that you're here supporting me, and now you know a little bit more about me, John, not just Lex, but you know more about John here. Once again, I thank you guys so very, very much for all your support from 3 years ago all the way till now. It really does mean a ton to me. But stay tuned, because there is some other really big, exciting Brawl Stars stuff that's going to be happening very soon. I can't tell you everything yet, but stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed getting just to sit down and talk to you all. But as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.